Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
We've got another great episode.
We do. A couple of things on this one. I mean, 100-year-old, like, the person isn't 100-year-old, but, what do you call it when? Homesteading.
Yep, and you're in Colorado.
In Colorado.
Fourth generation house. So our next step, this is the third part of our 3-part series, and we're interviewing a 60-something. Her name is Shelly. And Shelly travels and gets paid to help other people to
travel around
what
the
did she
world.
say? She said, travel like a champagne.
No,
what is it?
It's champagne travel on a beer budget.
That's it.
Oh, and also, we have a special guest that shows up in the middle of this. Max, so don't miss that.
So you're gonna love this one.
Howdy, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Welcome to the Steve and Steve Show. I'm Steve Wastenberg.
And I'm Steve Walsh.
And we sure thank you for coming on here. We're hoping you're going to subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and tell everybody and your brother about this, or sister.
That's right.
Right?
Yep. Make sure you hit that subscribe button
Yep.
and the bell to get the notifications.
Yeah, if you don't hit that bell, nobody's going to ring your bell.
So, Steve,
Yes.
we have a guest.
Hi, ma'am, what is your name?
Hi, I'm Shelly Anderson.
Shelly Anderson. So,
I think it's kind of weird when we do the introduction
it is.
that we
Right.
we kind of like ignore the.
Yeah. This is raw. I don't know if you knew that, Shelly. This is pretty raw, what we do here. So,
So this is the third part of our 3-part series, and we are. I feel bad saying this.
It's okay, I know what you're going to
is
say.
this okay? It's all right?
So this is our 29-something, like 60th anniversary.
Or something along those lines.
60 plus.
We've done 3 in this series, and this is the third one. So we did the 40-something, 50-something, and now we're doing a 60-something, but there's no chance that this young woman is 60. I think she's probably 25 or something. But she said she was 60, so she gets the 60-something slot, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And she's got quite the story.
She does.
So,
Why don't we kick... Oh,
Well,
what is this?
so Shelly,
Yeah.
you made us a concoction.
In a
Yes.
drink.
we're on a farmstead here, okay?
With the-
And anytime you see something like, well,
I got Tom and Jerry on my glass.
It's a, remember, don't you remember
I
these?
do remember Tom and Jerry. I've
But
got,
these were jam
Welch's,
glasses.
you're
Yeah,
right.
these were, they had jam in them.
yeah, well, I'm not quite as old, so yeah.
So this is a vanilla shake.
So like
It's a protein
like a
shake.
protein
A
shake.
protein,
Yeah.
this is healthy.
Yes, very healthy. It's got
Good.
lots
We
of good
always
stuff
try
in
to
it.
drink
no
healthy.
whey, no soy, no sugar, no wheat, no gluten. Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
It is good.
it is good.
It is good.
It's and then you can taste the vanilla.
Yeah, it's not Tom and Jerry jam or jelly, but it is good. I like it. I'm not sure I'd ever drink it again, but I do like it. No, I'm kidding. I like it a lot.
So I'm gonna leave a little bit for our end cheer
Okay.
because it is good. I
It is
think I
good.
drink too much of it. So, Shelly,
Yes.
in this series we're talking about goals and stuff like that. But before we get into those, what we'd like for you to do is kind of tell our audience, because we have millions and millions of subscribers.
And growing every day.
That's that positive thinking.
We always say in our head, but now you're in our head. How does that feel?
So why don't you tell our audience, like, you know, like kind of background of who you are and what you do now, to how you got there.
And project.
That's right.
Okay.
And we'll
project.
we'll
Keep an eye on that, will you?
Oh dear, I will. There's a fire in here.
it's in a stove.
Yeah, so if we all of a sudden get up, anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Shelly Anderson. I'm a native of Colorado, and I'm actually 4th generation on the farm that I'm in right now. My great-grandparents homesteaded it, coming from Sweden.
4th generation.
Yeah, and this
From
house
from Sweden.
from Sweden. Yeah. So this house is over 100 years old.
Wow. And we're in Colorado,
Oh,
for
yeah,
those of
we're in
you that
Colorado, yeah.
don't know.
Out in
Mountains are right there.
Yep. Beautiful view of the mountains, and
So 100 years ago, Was this the only house here in the area for a while?
Pretty close. The people up the road, they were about the same time. And the house to the north is actually a house I grew up in. This was my grandparents' house. I grew up down there, and it's
Wow.
a year or two older than this house. But,
So I gotta ask this. Did you, when you were a little girl, did you walk over here and like, I don't know, make butter, milk cows?
oh
or-
yeah,
Really?
Yep, we had a couple milk cows, and we got to, milk the cows. And my grandpa would
Love it.
squirt the barn cats with the.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then we would bring the milk in, and we'd separate the cream off of it, and yeah.
Make butter, drink it, but did you
Yeah,
pour
put
the
it on
cream
our
on cereal?
cereal. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yep. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That is great.
So your parents or grandparents, how fourth
Fourth
generation,
generation.
Great grandparents.
great
No, great grandparents.
great grandparents.
Yeah.
They rode around in buggies and horses.
And
what
came
was
over-
was Longmont here?
Yeah, it was here, but I remember my grandpa saying it took him over an hour to get into town on horse and buggy.
And was that the place they would go for supplies and things like that, or Niwot
some.
maybe? No,
Yeah.
Niwot probably
No.
wasn't. So wow.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Did you know? There's a cat. I'm deathly allergic to cats. So if I start sneezing really badly, well, you know
I
why.
got Benadryl, so.
Yeah, I didn't take any. But do you know the Dodds by any chance? The
Yes.
name? So my sister is married to the son of Nancy Dodd. So we've known the Dodds. In fact, they live. My sister and brother-in-law live on a Dodd farm.
Is that part of Alva Dodd?
Yeah,
That just
Alva
passed
Dodd.
away
Yes,
in the last
exactly.
2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really
That's
crazy.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't have any of that type of claim in Colorado.
Yeah, but New Mexico or something, cat, do not come near me. Okay. What was the next question?
Oh,
So that's where she's
that's
telling where she.
That's right.
yeah.
So we
this
started
is-
4 generations back. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a while, folks.
Yeah.
No, actually, it won't.
Get you something to drink. So yeah, and so my grandpa and my great grandpa and my great uncle and my grandpa and my dad all farmed
And what were they farming? Well,
sugar beets,
okay.
corn, alfalfa, pinto beans.
And at the time, probably Fort Morgan was a big kind of centralized place for the sugar beets to go? Or?
Well, no, we had a
The sugar-
one in
You're
Lima.
right, in Longmont,
Yeah.
the sugar beet
Yeah.
farm.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact,
plant.
Yeah.
elevator.
And I'm the youngest of 5. There were 3 boys and 2 girls. The girls were on the bookends, and so my dad didn't think the girls needed to be out in the field, so we didn't really get to do too much out in the
Okay.
field. But I was in between my college years and the job that I had. Well, because I wasn't 21, they wouldn't let me work there. So anyway, I got a job from a farmer to drive trucks. And when I told my dad, he goes, "You can't do that." And I'm like, "What do you mean I can't do that?" I'm like, "You can't keep me from doing that." And he goes, "No, because you have to drive for me because your mother broke her wrist at her class reunion." So I'm like, "Really? You're going to let me drive a truck?" So that was
Wow.
exciting to drive a truck in the corn harvest. So.
That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
You know, I think cats have like a sense that
They
they
do.
know if you're allergic.
Yes,
Yeah.
I totally agree. They love me too, and
Yeah, so I'm allergic too, but I'm probably not deathly. But I
Hopefully you
don't.
won't jump up.
So
if he jumps up,
you have medical experience too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So if we
yeah.
both kill over, you'll be able to take care of both of us.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So what else? Let's get to Shelly's adulthood.
Okay, so
because you're an entrepreneur. There's no
Yeah,
doubt
yeah, I
Shelly
did.
is an entrepreneur.
I did go to college, and I was a certified dental assistant and then a certified oral surgery assistant.
Wow. Okay.
And I worked for an oral surgeon for 20 years, and then a couple other dentists, and then worked in the medical field too.
Okay.
And but I always kind of had a entrepreneurship. I did Avon, I did Herbalife.
Okay. A lot of the network marketing kind of things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And then I.
You were an Avon lady.
Yes, I was an Avon lady. Yes, I didn't do the ding dong so much.
My
but-
grandmother was
Yeah.
an Avon lady.
Yeah, my aunt was too. So
We had all types of little things.
I like,
yeah, always the little samples of lipstick.
I like the Tupperware. That
Yeah,
was-
oh, yeah.
Were you a Tupperware?
No,
person?
no,
Oh.
I had a good friend
Gosh,
that
I
did
like that
So
Tupperware.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
good stuff.
So then I kind of the oral surgeon I worked for was going to retire, and I decided, I'm done too, you know. So I always wanted to have a coffee shop. And there was a coffee shop down the road that I used to stop at, and wasn't probably the smartest thing I did. Back then, but it was a learning experience.
Right.
It was tough. I learned a lot, and then the economy hit. It was like in 2008, 9.
Oh,
and then Starbucks moved in. It killed me. So anyway.
So was your coffee shop kind of? When did you get that? 2008 or
yeah,
before?
it's about
Oh,
2000.
right at.
Yeah, right at.
So it was
2007.
So, but it was even still when Starbucks was a thing. It wasn't. It wasn't before the Starbucks thing.
Right.
So okay.
Yeah, but it was really coming into Longmont. Yeah.
Okay.
They were expanding. Yeah, what timing?
Yep, and
right?
the drive-throughs. So we even talked about, I was in a little strip mall on Francis Street, so it was like, okay, how could we make a drive-in? It's like, well, they'd have to go around the alley, and we'd have to rearrange everything.
So maybe it was. Do you think it was more location?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
location.
Right?
Yep.
That's what they say. But that you said it was a great learning experience. So from there, you started to do other entrepreneurial things.
Yeah.
What are some of those that you went into?
Got into the travel space.
This is the travel
Yeah.
one. She might have been an Avon lady, but she is a travel diva, right? Would you say?
I would agree.
I mean, been all over the world in this business, in your business.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because I was very, very shy when I was young, and my mom had to force me to do things. She forced me to go to school parties with roller skating. I didn't want to do that, and then our Spanish class went to Mexico City, and I was in 6th grade or 7th grade, and she said, "You need to go," and I don't want to go, and so no, you're going, and so that was kind of my first travel experience. And then our high school band raised money to go to Hawaii, and so yeah, that kind of my mom, her persistence.
You were kind of being bounced back and forth, and now with travel,
Yep.
right?
But
Yeah.
did you like the travel?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
did.
I love just learning about different cultures, and
Cool.
it's something I always wanted to do, but couldn't afford it, you know. And then so when I got into this travel business, it
Right.
allowed
So
me.
let's
yeah.
kind of talk about that without talking about it.
Okay.
So, because you're not a travel agent,
No.
but you're in a travel business that allows you to. Hello, kitty.
Oh, wow.
Max, get off.
We-
Go on.
we-
Is it okay if I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go on.
sure.
Go on. I'm gonna get off. Sorry.
You never know what's going to happen
No.
on Steve and Steve's show.
what do they call
What's
that?
her name or his name?
Max.
Max. Hey, thanks, Max, for joining the show.
What do they call that when a celebrity joins?
Oh yeah.
The
Photobombed us?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't remember what the
Yeah.
name it is, but it's someone famous shows up in the movie.
Yeah. Max the cat.
Max the cat shows up.
Yeah.
So the travel business allows you to experience like almost champagne type travel, like high level travel at a discount, right? And so you show what your business is showing other people how to travel at wholesale and be able to experience multiple different things that they would think that would be out of their reach.
Yeah, they kind of call it a champagne lifestyle with a beer budget.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
You want to say that again, Shan?
Champagne lifestyle with a beer budget.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's basically what you do is you just show other people how to do that.
Right.
And when you
And you do
that,
it.
and you get compensated for that, and you get to go on these trips.
Right.
You've been all over the world on this.
Yeah, my first big trip was to India,
Wow.
and it was a Voluntour trip where we went, and I love giving back. And
So what do you mean voluntour?
so we go there and volunteer and give back, and then we get to be a tourist. So they call it a Voluntour trip.
So
I like
it's
that.
like kind of like a mission. You go and you do something for the local community.
Yeah.
What did you do?
There we went to some schools, and we mainly talked to them about hygiene, and then just taking care of your environment. You know, that's
Okay, so a little bit of education.
right.
For that.
Right.
That's cool.
And the importance of staying in school.
So you do volunteer work or service work,
Yeah.
mission type work, and then they attach vacation part of that on top of that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow, where else did you go? You went to India.
Went to India, went to Guatemala where we did a bottle school, and we went
And that was
down
another
there.
volunteer.
Yeah, another volunteer. We went down there and they take the trash. They have no waste management. So they take the trash, put it in like the plastic water bottles, pop bottles, stuff them with trash. And they put rebar in and concrete, and then they put like chicken wire, and they intertwine these bottles of trash in the chicken wire, and then they put concrete around it again. It's insulated,
Oh my
it's
Lord.
earthquake proof.
Wow.
And we've done 120 schools now.
Wow.
So, and
You
we
personally
work-
or the organization?
The organization,
Okay,
yeah, no, I haven't.
very
And it's so cool because you work with the kids and they've got their hand in it, and it's a school for them. You know, there's the communication barrier unless you speak Spanish, but even the elders, they were just so appreciative, and you could just see it in their eyes. So you're not only giving them something, they're giving you something. So.
That's
Oh,
really
that's
cool.
dynamite.
And then I've also been to, where else did I go? We went to Asia and went and worked in a couple, one was an orphanage, so that was kind of tough. And then
Okay.
we went to Israel too, and we worked really hard at a special needs school. We painted their gymnasium, their bomb shelter. That was interesting.
So a lot of cool stuff
Yep.
around service, right? But there's people in here that's what they do for a living that
Yeah.
watch us, right? And they just want to have fun vacation.
Well,
Is
I've
there,
done some
they
of
can do
that
that too?
That's
You've
I
done
think
that?
that's a big part of
Yeah.
the
That's-
travel,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So let's name off some fun places you've been.
Went to Costa Rica. First time I zip lined. That was a blast.
In the jungle. I mean,
Yeah, in the jungle. Yeah,
Wow.
above the canopy.
That's
been
neat.
to and then what we did with our volunteer trip to Asia, we first went to Cambodia and went to an elephant preserve, and we did give back there, but it was so fun just to be around those elephants. They're not used for anything. It's just a place for them to be safe and
Where
be
did you
well
ride?
fed.
Did you ride
No.
an elephant? But you got to pet an elephant?
Oh yeah, fed them and
Fed 'em
pet
too?
'em, and yeah, it was
That's pretty
awesome.
cool.
And we
Wow.
stayed right there, so in the morning
did
you
you
could hear them waking up and roar, you know.
Oh, wow.
Did you step in elephant poop?
Oh yeah, but that's okay. I grew up on a farm, so it's a
That's
big poop.
That's good, Steve.
Dog
I'm glad you brought
Yeah,
that.
elephant poop. Yeah, but yeah. And
The
then
size of the animal, the size of the poop.
right.
Yeah, I think we could probably move on, even though we are on a farm.
And then from there, we connected all these trips. From there, we went to Thailand, and that's where in Bangkok. That's where we did the Voluntour trip, and then of course did our little touring, and then we went on to Vietnam. And we,
Very cool.
Yeah.
good food in a lot of these
Yes,
places.
oh,
I assume.
fabulous food.
So is the food on these
Inexpensive.
trips like champagne food as well? They're pretty good 5-star places.
Yes.
The hotels are.
It was kind of embarrassing when we were in India because there's so much poverty and garbage all over the place, and so. But then when we'd go to our hotel, it was considered 5-star, probably 3-star,
Okay.
but they were fabulous. Just
Wow.
Great
and the
food.
food, yeah. And of course there they said, okay, no street food. We'll go to certain places, and and so we knew the people that we were with that it was
Yeah,
good food.
pretty cool. Well, I know I've been on a trip with
Yep.
you, right?
Couple.
And one of the cool things about traveling with an experienced traveler like yourself and some of the friends that we were with is they know how to get around these places without getting kind of sucked into the tourist
Got
type
it.
thing.
So you're
right?
kind of backwater, kind of
Yeah,
back.
so we were on a cruise up in the Alaska area. We took an Alaska cruise, and we stopped at Victoria Island.
In
And-
British Columbia, outside
British
of British
Columbia,
Columbia.
right. And one of the cool things there is we got, I think it was you that negotiated that deal, right? We got negotiated with the, what do they call it, the rickshaw? Where
Yeah.
the guys ride the
Oh,
bicycles.
Yeah,
And they took us off. We were on a tour, but we weren't on a tour.
Yeah.
Like we stopped at a liquor store and got some drinks, and we had to use coffee cups because apparently you're not supposed to drink in.
Yeah.
So, but it was like a really fantastic tour. We got into like a mansion that was supposed to be closed, but then we got into it because these guys, were able to talk their way through it, and it was just a fantastic way. So, having the experienced traveler in the travel organization allows for that different experience than just showing up as a tourist and signing up for a tour card.
Right.
And I think there was an
yeah.
infamous trip also, I think, that had to do with somebody, Barry or something. And in Mexico, I think, where you guys got to take part in some tequila and various, is that a...
George
oh.
Strait's Código tequila.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I think that one turned out really interesting as well, didn't it, for the next day?
Well, there were some of us that didn't remember that trip.
Okay.
I did.
But you've been to
Yeah.
a lot of different
A lot of
places. So we're I know we're still kind of in that pandemic era. But what's it look like for this year? What kind of trips do you have planned? No trips yet?
No, none yet.
But you know you're gonna go someplace.
Yeah, well, we were hoping to go to Morocco,
Oh, wow.
and it was going to be a
Casablanca,
voluntour
my
trip.
favorite movie, Casablanca.
Yeah, and then we were going to go to probably Spain,
Mm.
and then the guys were going to meet up with us, Spain or Portugal. You were one of the guys, right? Or you
I
and
was.
Janine were
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
come?
that's right. It was.
Yeah.
We were talking about Spain.
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah.
but I don't know.
That'll happen.
Right before the pandemic, my brother, who we both like Star Wars, and so they had a trip to Disneyland to open up the new Star Wars
Oh, very
theme park,
cool.
and so we went in February, and the two of us had a blast.
Oh,
It was a
wow.
lot of fun. So
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so back to goals.
back to goals.
Yeah, I got distracted by a cat sitting on the.
Max the cat looking at a bird.
So back to goals. So what do you do around, because you've with your degree and working for the dentist and starting your coffee shop and getting into the different network marketing companies and now being in part of the travel business, what do you do around goal setting? Do you read
or
books?
do you?
Do you set goals? What's your practice?
So it's interesting. Growing up, that was not taught to us. We never were taught about goals, and you always think of the New Year's resolutions. And so when I started getting more into the personal development, and like with my travel club, they talked about goals. And so it took me a while to really do that, because I'm like, I had the mindset of the New Year's resolutions, and they are different. They are different. So, and then I started a mastermind group with Steve here, and talking about the goals too. So, even starting out, I didn't always do them. I had goals, but I didn't really write them down. And it's important to write them down, and it's important to read them every day, and do the tracking, and just kind of, do a month goal, maybe a 6-week goal, 6-month, year month, and then
Yeah.
even farther out. So
And now you do that.
Yeah.
You do it
Yeah.
all the time,
Yeah.
right?
So one thing you mentioned was the mastermind group that we have, right? And so that itself is a key to keeping you on track,
right?
right?
It's
Because
accountability.
it's that accountability. It's also there's some coaching that happens within the mastermind, not just from me, but from others, not just from you. It's from others when their experiences and they bring up different things. We do utilize books to help with that conversation and keep us focused on. Otherwise, we talk about
Other things.
Other things, yeah.
Max the
Right.
cat.
right.
But the books help us stay focused on
Yeah.
continuing development. But really, that mastermind group keeps that focus for you, right? It re-energizes.
Well, and it's making me, I don't know if I want to say making me, encouraging me to read different books that are going to help you along the way. So I was somewhat of a reader, but I was always into mysteries and that sort of
Okay.
thing. So
Pleasure.
now, right, and now it's all personal development, and we're always reading a book in the mastermind group, and then we discuss them somewhat. And
Yeah.
so,
do you find that after the mastermind group, do you have a little bit more energy, a little bit more like I'm gonna go do this?
Oh, most definitely.
Very good. So
Yeah.
it's a boost.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to be the buzzkill here, but we're actually up on time, and we got to get to that. The audience wants to know from you, and by the way, the audience is very large, wants to know from you what kind of a tip or a trick you could give them that would motivate or inspire them. Just what's the thing you could tell them right now that would be inspiring?
I think the big thing is to just really think about your dreams and that it's not impossible to pursue them. And there's my
Wow,
phone.
what great music to go on with.
That is not our ending music.
Yeah.
No, but it's good music for the book. You're inspired by your
Yes.
dreams. What dreams do you have?
And just being an example and spreading joy and being, I don't know, showing people that is possible, that you don't have to be stuck in whatever you're doing, that is possible, and if you just really start thinking about it and putting it out there, things will happen. So
Very cool. I don't think we
fun.
could have planned that music any
No,
better.
I don't. That's how it works.
That was very cool. So, Shelly, thank you for
Yes.
taking the time to sit with us and interview us. Would you like for people to reach out to you, maybe to learn about how they can travel at wholesale on champagne travel at a beer budget?
Yes, beer. Yeah.
How can they get a hold of you?
Well, you can reach out to me at my email address at ander857@gmail.com.
So that's like like Anderson.
Yep.
Ander, what's the number?
857.
857. Ander857 at gmail.com. Very cool. Well, thank you,
Excellent.
Shelly. This is pretty cool.
Thank you. That was fun. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Folks, don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends and family about us. And Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Enjoy.